The reason why I created the app is because the issue of gender-based violence needs to be addressed. And if you just go through the stats, I'm not going to mention any of it. We found a lot of it in our research is that women are not safe in South Africa. They're not safe from their fathers. They're not safe from their uncles. They're not safe from their boyfriends. They're not safe from their husbands. And a lot of women, like I said earlier, are economically dependent. The police aren't very helpful and they've been isolated from the family. And a lot of them are just looking for a way out. And this is what we aim to achieve with Safe Haven is a list of a data. It's a database with a list of all the safe havens where women can go to should they want to leave their toxic environment, their partner, and being beaten up. Because in my work as a journalist and in the media industry, I used to cover gender-based violence. And the one question I always used to ask victims is, why don't you leave the toxic environment? And a lot of them said, well, they don't know where to go. The police aren't very helpful. They've been isolated from their family. They're economically dependent on their partner, so they don't know anywhere to go and to reach out for help. And this got me thinking when I took part in a hackathon where we were asked to come up with solutions for gender-based violence.
Jody, how does the app work?
How the app works is that it gives you options of 9 provinces. Then you select, it gives you 3 options. Once you're in the province, it's gender-based violence where you're just in abusive relationship. It gives you the option with a kid. A lot of victims have kids to consider and don't leave that environment because they don't know where to take the kids. And obviously drug and alcohol abuse is also a problem. And if you are addicted to drugs or alcohol, it gives you a safe place to go as well. Obviously, those 3 things are very different from each other. For example, if you're a drug addict, you can't go to a place where children are kept and so forth. So basically what the app does, it gives you then a short description of the place that you'll be going to in your province, a contact number, and a contact person as well. And so that's the one option that we have. The other option on the app is the reach out option. The reach out option it's basically a WhatsApp chat with a registered counselor. And what will happen is that you can then chat to the counselor before and then say, listen, yeah, I'm in an abusive relationship. This is what my partner does. What should I do? And they'll give you advice and take you through that process until you are ready to leave that abusive relationship.
Is someone helping you with the app?
We are working with a few partners in the private industry. That hasn't been fulfilled yet, but hopefully soon we will be able to make that announcement. So we decided to launch the Safe Haven SA app with the start of the 16 Days of Activism campaign because we think it's an issue that needs to be addressed. Besides the COVID pandemic, we also have the pandemic where women are literally being killed or being beaten up by the so-called partners.
The question, of course, is if apps like these or any other projects we have really help to curb violence against women and children. I've put this question to Dr. Erika Hietge of Johannesburg.
So I think if we look at it on the most positive level, most probably it is a branding for a peaceful society where we say we cannot tolerate in a democracy, in a wonderful country such as South Africa, that there is any violence perpetrated against any person. And it reminds us on an annual basis to keep our eyes open and to treat those people in our midst who are women and who are children with the love and care that they deserve, and not to perpetrate in terms of violence against those people. Thank you.